Hey everybody, I'm Chase Senior and he's Harrison Graham. You're watching Any Given Thursday by Chat Sports. We go live every single Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific.
The video you're about to watch first aired on that show this past Thursday, so sit back and enjoy, and if you like what you see, join us every Thursday on Chat Sports. Let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers now on Any Given Thursday. He's Chase, I'm Harrison. You can watch us live every Thursday on Chat Sports, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. A lot of drama with the 76ers, and yes, we'll talk about Ben Simmons. But first, Chase, you want to lead off the latest 76ers preseason headlines with Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, 3 storylines to get to throughout 76ers training camp as well as the preseason. And I think it's a notable development because the future of Ben Simmons is very much in doubt. And I've been on the record saying, do not put Tyrese Maxey in a Ben Simmons trade. Why is that? Because he's everything that we thought Markelle Fultz was going to be. And I think Tyrese Maxey could end up being a top 10 player from the 2020 NBA draft class. That's how much I think of him and how highly I think of him as a prospect and a young player. But so far throughout Sixers training camp, he has been the starting point guard. And in flashes last year as a rookie, I thought he was really, really good. Then he got into the playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks, pretty much saved their asses in that Game 4 in Atlanta, put the team on his back, and they were able to come through with a really big win. And so far, throughout the offseason in NBA Summer League, he was arguably the best player in Las Vegas. And in preseason, he got off to a nice start in that debut against the Toronto Raptors. With more shot opportunities, I think Tyrese Maxey's role will evolve. I think he will become a better offensive player. And I think realistically, if you rely upon him to be a go-to scorer, a creator, a 3-level guy who can really add a lot of diversity to the Sixers offense at the point guard spot and do a bunch of different things, getting to the cup, shooting, step backs, dishing. He could be very good for this team, and he's capable of being the starting point guard. So I want to continue to see that momentum that Tyrese Maxey has built up. He's always been a guy who's worked diligently on his craft, and that's why he is where he is right now. How confident are you, Sixers fans, that Maxey is going to be the starting point guard? Scale it for me from 1 to 50. 1 being not confident at all, 50 being very confident. I'm about at a 40 right now. How about a cup of Joe? Isaiah Joe, rookie draft pick in that same draft class as Tyrese Maxey last year, coming out of Arkansas. Didn't think he was ready to play as a rookie because he had to work on his body. He was somewhat raw, but he, like Maxey, impressed me a lot during the NBA Summer League. Nowadays, there's so much value in guys who can stretch the floor and be consistent knockdown shooters, especially when those guys are really, really affordable. And that's what Isaiah Joe is as a former second-round pick. Preseason debut, played really well against the Toronto Raptors. He showed some of the flashes that he did in the Summer League, as well as last year as a rookie in that short sample size of him just being a consistent knockdown shooter. But it looked as though he really worked on his game from a putting the ball on the floor standpoint, which kind of adds to his offensive arsenal a little bit. And if he can be a part of this rotation, which I think he could be a nice bonus to Doc Rivers' offense, especially without the offensive acumen of Ben Simmons. Lastly, preseason storyline number 3, the standoff between big baby Ben Simmons and the Sixers continues. He continues to just chill out in Los Angeles, despite the efforts of Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and Matisse Thybulle to fly out to his brand new lavish home in the LA area to try to bring him back for training camp. And Joel Embiid has went as far as to criticize him and saying it's disrespectful that he hasn't reported to training camp. I think the standoff is going to last for a while. I do not think that Ben Simmons is going to return to Philadelphia to play for this organization once again. He's very sensitive. He has not taken ownership of his failures to develop as a player. He wants to get dealt, and I think it's in the Sixers' best interest to deal him. But it's also in their best interest to wait until they can get an offer that they feel as though is acceptable for a guy who's arguably the best defender in the league, a 3-time All-Star, coming off back-to-back first-team all-defensive seasons. This is a guy who still has a lot of value, special vision, passing, in the full court. At his size, at 6'11", 240 pounds, he's special. And if he adds a jump shot that's competent to his game, he could be really, really dangerous. So, from that to this, do you want Ben Simmons to get traded? I do. But are you tired of the Ben Simmons offseason drama? If you are, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I've seen so many people chirping in the comment section saying, all you do on 76ers Now by Chat Sports is talk about Ben Simmons. Well, yeah, when it's one of the biggest storylines in the NBA,
it is the
we're
biggest.
going to talk about it, and you can make the argument it is the biggest storyline. So like the video if you're tired of this Ben Simmons drama. I'm tired of him because we supported him from day one, and he just didn't grow or expand on his offensive game.
Yeah,
very, very disappointing.
I'm tired of it. Sixers Nation certainly is. They got to figure out a solution here. I think this could drag out to the trade deadline. I really do think that is a very big possibility, so that's certainly going to be interesting. Isaiah Joe's an interesting name to monitor. Obviously, you're hopeful Maxey can run the point, right? I mean, that's what you're hoping for if he can. And if you get a decent piece for Ben Simmons, then all of a sudden you're in a much better position. And make sure you subscribe to our 76ers channel. Chase is passionate about this team. He'll continue to cook out videos for you guys. It's youtube.com/76erstv. So the NBA preseason is ongoing. Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. here, and which means the NBA regular season is just around the corner. So we'll kind of get you guys caught up with some of the schedule, the dates, and storylines in the preseason here. Obviously, some games have already happened. All teams, I should say, play 4 exhibition games during the preseason before things get ramped up here in the later part of October. October 19th, there's a couple of games, and then all 30 NBA teams are in action by the 21st. But basketball, it's back in the preseason. The regular season is almost back. Chase, you ready, man? You ready for opening night?
I'm ready because I started here at Chat Sports on March 1, and I got to see what the NBA trade deadline was like, NBA playoffs, NBA free agency, the NBA draft, and I got to see firsthand how wide of an audience we have when it comes to the NBA. I'm ready to ramp up our coverage because I love talking hoops with the peeps.
So type me down in the comments if you're ready for opening night of the NBA. Get those me's down below. We've talked about this recently, the MVP odds, Chase. Anything change for you? You think these make sense? Luka plus 400, Steph plus 500, Giannis, Embiid, and LeBron, and several others at plus 1,200 as well. How do you feel about the latest Vegas odds when it comes to MVP?
Well, there's a scenario in which I could see every one of these guys winning MVP.
Sure.
Like if the Mavericks are a top 3 team and Luka averages 30 plus, I could see him winning the MVP. If Steph Curry has a season for an entire 82-game slate like he had after the All-Star break last year, in which he put forward one of the best offensive displays that we've ever seen, he could win MVP. If the Warriors are back with a healthy Klay Thompson, Giannis has a lot of momentum considering he's coming off that NBA Finals MVP, and he's already won a couple of league MVPs. And then if Joel Embiid really puts the team on his back during all of this Ben Simmons controversy and drama.
If he goes out now, averages like 31
I think he would have won last year
if
he didn't get injured. That paved the way for Nikola Jokic to win MVP. At 7-1 odds, that's pretty good value. And then LeBron James and Kevin Durant, both at 12-1 odds. Let's say the Lakers come back, they're the number 1 seed, and by far and away they're the best team in the NBA. LeBron could win it, and then KD is always a walking bucket to win MVP.
How disrespectful are we being to Jokic? He's not even in the top 5.
I know.
He won it last year.
I just don't think he's going to win back-to-back.
Probably not, but man, that's pretty disappointing for him. Shout out your favorite player in the comments. Maybe it's one of those guys. Maybe it's someone else. Let us know who your favorite player in the NBA actually is right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at the title odds as well. This is the most recent odds here. You got to wonder if these Nets odds start to shift here, Chase, with the whole Kyrie Irving situation. You got the Lakers at plus 300 and then defending champs at plus 900.
If I had to put money on a team right now, I wouldn't put money on the Nets. First of all, there's not really good value, and we don't know how often Kyrie Irving is going to be available for Brooklyn because there's a chance that he doesn't play any of the home games in Brooklyn. Lakers at plus 300 at 3-1 odds. It's decent value. I'm kind of looking, if you want value, like true value, Bucks at 9-1 odds, Warriors at 11-1 odds. I really wouldn't take the Jazz. I think the Bucks and Warriors have the best odds on that list.
I think the best value play is the Bucks at plus. I mean, they won it last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at least in the mix, if nothing else. So, hey, NBA season just around the corner. Preseason continues to get underway as we get to see, kind of that first sniff of these 30 teams before basketball officially gets back on October 19th. I can't wait, and we'll continue to have you guys covered here at Chat Sports. It's youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. Myself, Chase Sr. will have you guys covered on all things NBA throughout the regular season. Once trade deadline almost gets here in March, that's when things really ramp up, and then, of course, the postseason and next offseason as well. It's youtube.com/ChatSportsTV.